I don't even know what to say about all of this. I kind of didn't want to make this review because a lot of people have already done it, and plus I'm a huge fan of the Grinch in general. But this movie was just not good at all. The Grinch has been one of my favorite Christmas stories since I was a kid. I love the book, and I really enjoyed the animated movie, and I somewhat enjoyed the Jim Carrey version. That movie was well made, and it was pretty funny. But when I saw Illuminations was making their own version of the Grinch, I set my expectations as low as I could set them, just to be safe. I do this all the time with movies, games, and TV shows, so that way if they do end up being bad, well, at least I saw it coming, but somehow I ended up even more disappointed. Illuminations had a good run in the beginning with Despicable Me 1 and 2, which were really good movies. I actually enjoyed them. 3 was mediocre at best, but it just felt like an excuse to keep a series that was already dead after the second movie alive. But don't get me started on the Minions movie. That movie was terrible. Now, I understand that there are some people out there who actually enjoyed the new Grinch movie. To which I can say, good on you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But for me, it was a major letdown. Now, for this review, I'll be discussing the main issues I had with the movie and where I felt it really went wrong. One was the Grinch himself. As we all know, the Grinch is a grouch who hates Christmas because he can't stand the happiness that comes with it because he finds it annoying. So he sets out on a mission to cancel Christmas by taking everything that is materialistic, only to find out that Christmas is not about materials, it's about being with the ones you love. Illuminations gave the Grinch a new personality. However, this personality didn't even fit him, nor did it even seem like the Grinch. In the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, they kept the Grinch the same old sad sack and angry grouch who's always hated anything positive, but they added a little bit to it. He was very sarcastic, he made jokes about everything, and he over-exaggerated about anything. But in the end, they kept the Grinch who he always had been, an angry grouch and sad sack who hated anything positive. In the new Grinch movie, it's like he has two different personas. When he's in public, he's a jerk, but when he's alone, he's like a robotic sad sack with little to no personality, who's constantly complaining that people don't understand him. Not to mention, the new Grinch is not that funny. I mean, he makes a joke every now and then that will make you slightly chuckle, but most of his jokes are just him insulting people. That's about it. I think this issue had something to do with the writing team that Illuminations hired for this movie, but this leads me into my next point. Jokes had to constantly be explained all the time in this movie. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's when movies or cartoons or TV shows tell a joke and then feel the need to explain it or keep on pushing it. I don't need a joke pushed further or be explained to me. If it's funny, I'll laugh or even let out a chuckle. But the second you have to keep on pushing it or explain it to me, it becomes unfunny. And that's what this movie does with almost all of its jokes. It tells a joke and then it feels like it has to explain the audience the purpose of the joke. And I don't know which genius at Illumination Studios thought it would be a good idea to remind the audience every now and then in the movie what the moral of the story is, as if we've never heard of the Grinch before. I mean, watching the original animation as kids, or even the Jim Carrey one, it was conveyed through the story and near the end what the whole premise of the Grinch was. Now, if there's one positive thing I can say about this movie is that the animation looks incredible. The visuals are fantastic. But truth be told, that's the only thing Illuminations really has going for them right now. No matter the movie, it seems Illuminations animation is on point. But ever since the Minions movie, it's almost as if their writing team has slowly lost its talent, or they're just hiring random people off the streets to write them a movie. If the only thing good you have going for your movies is that you have great visuals and animations, that's not a good sign whatsoever. In fact, it kind of means you have a small problem that if not fixed, it's going to escalate into an even bigger problem. All in all, I didn't really enjoy the movie. It was a huge letdown, but as I stated at the beginning of the video, if you enjoyed this movie, well then, good on you. Don't let my opinion spoil the movie for you. Now, before I end this video, I want to thank Mr.CakeDragonMan for making the intro to my video. It's awesome, and I appreciate him making it for me. I'll leave a link in the description down below for you all to go and subscribe to him, as he makes great content. And I've known this guy for a really, really long time. He's a longtime best friend of mine. And trust me when I say this, he's a guy who definitely deserves way more subscribers than he already has. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I'll see you all next time.